Look, let me paint a picture. It's the end of the month. You've paid rent, you've paid the credit card minimum, your checking account is sitting at maybe $327, and you're doing that little mental math thing like, okay, if nothing unexpected happens for 12 days, I'm fine. Then your car makes a noise. Not even a loud noise, just a suspicious noise. And instantly, your brain spirals. Is this a $200 problem? A $2,000 problem? Do I put this on a card? Do I just ignore it and pray? If that's you, I want you to really hear what I'm about to say. Your first $5,000 will change your brain more than your first $50,000 ever will. And if that sounds backwards, good, because most people are completely wrong about what actually creates financial confidence. My name is David, and I spend way too much time thinking about money and investing psychology. If you're someone who works hard, makes decent money, but still feels financially fragile or anxious, make sure to hit the subscribe button and give this video a thumbs up if this helps you out. And look, this video is not about getting rich quick. It's about why the earliest money you save rewires how you think, how you behave, and how you make decisions in ways that later money just doesn't. Here's the thing most people don't realize. Money doesn't change your life linearly. It changes your brain in steps. And the first step is way smaller than you think. Most people believe this story. I'll feel calm when I make more money. I'll feel secure when I hit $50,000. I'll feel confident when my net worth has another zero. That sounds logical. It feels logical. It's also wrong. Because if income alone created security, high earners wouldn't be some of the most financially anxious people on the planet. But they are. According to data from the Federal Reserve, nearly 36% of households earning over $100,000 still report they couldn't cover a $400 emergency without borrowing or selling something. Read that again. Six-figure income, still fragile. So if it's not income, what is it? Buffer, control, optionality. And that's why $5,000 matters more than $50,000. Let's talk about what $5,000 actually represents. Not what it buys, what it does to your mind. If your monthly expenses are $2,000 to $2,500, then $5,000 is roughly 2 months of breathing room. That's not retirement money. That's not quit your job money. That's not luxury money. But psychologically, it's everything. Because before $5,000, your financial system runs on fear. After $5,000, it runs on choice. And your brain treats those two worlds completely differently. There's a well-documented concept in behavioral psychology called scarcity mindset. When resources are tight, your brain narrows its focus. You become reactive, short-term, emotion-driven. This isn't motivational talk. This is neuroscience. Studies from Princeton show that financial scarcity can reduce cognitive performance by the equivalent of losing 13 IQ points. That's like being awake for 24 hours straight. So if you've ever felt like you're bad with money, here's the uncomfortable truth. You might not be bad at all. You might just be operating under constant financial stress. $5,000 breaks that cycle because it removes the immediate threat. And once the threat is gone, your brain works better. Imagine two people. Person A has $800 in savings, $3,000 in monthly expenses. Person B has $5,000 in savings, the same $3,000 in monthly expenses. On paper, the difference is $4,200. In real life, person A avoids risk, delays decisions, panics at surprises, uses credit as a safety net. Person B negotiates more confidently, says no to bad deals, handles problems without debt, thinks in months instead of days. That's not personality. That's math interacting with psychology. Once you cross that $5,000 line, something subtle happens. You stop asking, how do I survive this month? And start asking, how do I improve the next year? That shift is everything, because wealth is not built by hustle alone. It's built by long-term decision-making. And you cannot think long-term when you're financially cornered. Now you might be thinking, okay, sure, $5,000 matters, but $50,000 is obviously way better. Mathematically, yes. Psychologically, not 10 times better. Here's why. By the time you reach $50,000, you already have buffers. Emergencies don't feel existential. Your identity has adjusted. That money adds capacity. But $5,000 adds safety. And safety is the foundation for everything else. This is why someone can go from $5,000 to $20,000 and feel meh, while going from $0 to $5,000 feels life-altering. And your brain adapts quickly to abundance. It does not adapt quickly to relief. Everyone tells you to build an emergency fund. What they don't tell you is why it actually works. It's not not about car repairs. It's not about medical bills. It's about leverage. When you have $5,000, you don't tolerate bad bosses as much. You negotiate salary harder. You walk away from financial nonsense. This is why employers love financially stressed workers. They're compliant. I'm not saying that to sound edgy. I'm saying it because it's true. Money buys options, and options change behavior. A quick story that explains everything. A friend of mine once told me this story. He had $300 in savings and hated his job. Absolutely miserable. Every day he'd say, I should quit. I should look for something else. But he never did. Then he saved up $6,000. Same job, same boss, same workload. But suddenly, the job didn't own him anymore. He didn't quit immediately, but he could. And that knowledge alone changed how he showed up. That's the power of early savings. Why people delay this step and why it's a mistake. Here's where I'm going to be a little blunt. Most people skip this step because it's boring. You don't get to flex $5,000. You don't get to post about it. There's no dopamine hit like a stock win. But skipping this step is why people panic, sell investments, rack up high-interest debt, jump into risky schemes because they're investing from fear, not strength. You don't build wealth on a shaky foundation. That's not ambition. That's impatience. The investing trap people fall into. I see this all the time. Someone has $1,200 saved. They ask, so should I invest this? And the honest answer is probably not yet, because that $1,200 is doing more work protecting your brain than it ever could in the market. A 10% return on $1,200 is $120. But the psychological return of not panicking, not going into debt, not making desperate decisions, that's priceless. Here's what most people don't realize. The first $5,000 doesn't just protect you. It teaches you something dangerous in a good way. It teaches you, I can do this. Once you prove to yourself that you can build $5,000, $10,000 stops feeling impossible. Not easy, but possible. And possibility is the fuel for consistency. Actionable steps. How to actually get to $5,000. Let's get practical. Step 1. Stop optimizing investments. Optimize cash flow. If you don't know exactly where your money goes, you're guessing. See, step 2. Create a boring saving system. Automatic transfers. No drama, no willpower. Step 3. Treat this fund as untouchable. Not for vacations, not for gadgets, for peace. Step 4. Kill high-interest debt aggressively after a small buffer. Zero savings plus no debt is still fragile. Step 5. Protect the win. Once you hit $5,000, don't immediately risk it all trying to level up. Stability first, growth second. The long-term payoff. Nobody mentions, people think the reward of saving is money. It's not. The reward is identity. You stop seeing yourself as bad with money. You stop reacting emotionally. You start playing offense instead of defense. And from there, wealth becomes a process, not a fantasy. Final thoughts. Look, I know $5,000 sounds small compared to what social media talks about, but social media doesn't pay your bills. And it definitely doesn't calm your nervous system at 2 a.m. Your first $5,000 is not about status. It's about sovereignty. And once you have that, everything else gets easier. If this video helped you see money differently, hit the like button, subscribe for more straight talk finance, and share this with someone who's grinding but still feels stuck. I'll see you in the next one.